Now coming to the muscles which are related with the skeleton of foot, as well as the ligaments which are related to this skeleton. There will be long tendons which are coming from above from the foot, and then they will pass over this skeleton. And there are short muscles inside the sole itself and ligaments which will maintain this arch. They will act like a tie beam. So main muscles which are coming from above, from medial side, there is a tibialis posterior muscle which will come behind the medial malleolus. It will give slips to most of the tarsal bone except the talus, and main attachment is on this projection of navicular bone called as navicular tuberosity. Also it gives slips to the other tarsal bone except talus. On the dorsum aspect, the tendon of tibialis anterior which will come from above and it will go to the base of first metatarsal, while laterally base of first metatarsal from below is the peroneus longus muscle which is coming from lateral side, coming through the sole like this obliquely, passing through this groove of cuboid bone. So that is how it is maintaining the arch as well. So for first metatarsal, attachment are tibialis anterior and peroneus longus, while for fifth metatarsal, the attachment of tendon from above dorsal aspect, that is peroneus tertius, and lateral most here. This projection is called a styloid process of fifth metatarsal. Here the attachment of peroneus tertius. Peroneus brevis. So peroneus tertius and peroneus brevis are on the lateral side. So that is how the muscles are attached. Of course, there are on sole aspect, there will be long and short plantar ligaments going from the calcaneum in front. Posterior aspect of calcaneum, here there is attachment of a largest tendon from the flexor aspect of the leg, that is the tendocalcaneus, and there is also a bursa related to it. So if you see individual bones now, this is the calcaneum bone. It's like a cuboid. That is the lateral aspect you are seeing right now, and this is the medial aspect. You can see the shelf-like projection here. This is called as sus tentaculum tali. It is suspending the talus on its surface like this. That's why it is called as sus tentaculum tali. Superior aspect, where it is articulating with the talus. There are two facets, anterior and posterior, and there is a groove in between. This is called as sulcus calcanei, and this is the site of subtalar joint. Corresponding groove is on the talus bone, which is called as sulcus tali. Together they form the sinus tarsi. And there are subtalar ligaments which are there. So the tendons will pass in relation with this sus tentaculum tali, medial side tendon, that is flexor digitorum longus, and below will be flexor hallucis longus. Similarly, lateral side there is a projection called as peroneal trochlea. So the lateral tendons will pass in relation with this peroneus brevis and peroneus longus. See the talus. This is the head, rounded head forming ball and socket joint. Then there is a constricted neck here, and this is the superior pulley-like surface articulating above, mainly with the tibia. There is a facet laterally, comma-shaped facet for the tibia, medially, and laterally triangular facet for the fibula to form the ankle joint. This is the posterior side. There is a groove for the passage of tendon of flexor hallucis longus, and inferior side, again corresponding facets for calcaneum are there, separated by a groove, sulcus tali. So together they form the sinus tarsi. and that is how the subtalar joint is formed. See the long axis of the bones? The head of talus going like this, and calcaneum is going like this. So here calcaneocuboid joint, and here it is forming the talocalcanonavicular joint. And between two is the subtalar joint. There is an angle formed between the neck and the body of the talus bone, and which is more in children. That's why they walk with a bit inverted foot. It is about 150 degree in adults. So these are the bones of skeleton of the foot.